All right, hello and welcome. Okay, well, when we just left off at our last end of our last session, we had managed to try to seek some shelter through a pretty rough storm. Encountered a bunch of mercenaries, rescued a couple of people, just managed to put the end to all of them. We were investigating their camp, their bodies, etc. So, if you will direct yourself to the party sheets inventory, I will show you what you found.
There's a lot of things in there.
I'm trying to figure out who our quip is.
Donkey!
My, there's lots and lots of things.
We do know that we have the draft horse. Get rid of its stuff so that we can.
Do I find any of this first because I was searching through the stuff?
Ooh.
Let's see. Look at where you are in respect to. Who would you have searched first?
Uh, the veteran, was that the one that was asking like what rights do we have to do that stuff?
Be on the map.
Yeah, I would have searched that one and probably the magic user first.
Yeah. So you would have. Obviously, the actual equipment on each individual person is also listed in there. So the obvious things, such as their armor and weapons and things that they were actually using mid combat, are things that are on the list that definitely would have found right away. Everybody would be well aware of that going into it. The folded parchment would have been on the veteran. The robes were on the illusionist. The necklace with the gemstone pendant was on the illusionist. Gold ring was on the veteran.
I pocket the folded parchment and the gold ring.
Okay. So the scrolls would have been on the illusionist as well. Okay. So are you trying to do so in a manner that would be
Discreetly.
discreet? All
Yes.
right. Let's roll sleight of hand then. Give me.
Ooh, bad roll.
Plus 10, though.
And then that would be for parchment. And then go ahead and do another one for the ring. Okay.
I also gather my dagger and the empty healing potion bottle that I used. I put that in my bag as well.
Okay. Yeah, the daggers you were throwing at the archer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And gather those up and then the empty healing potion bottle as well.
Yep.
Okay, sounds fine.
Well, they've got a few fancy things on them. I suppose they don't need them anymore. Does any of this belong to you two?
I think I have everything I'm supposed to have. Let me double check. Yep, I'm good to go. Lodrin, do you need anything?
No, not at all. Always have what I need with me.
Izzy shrugs and goes, "Well, spoils of war, I suppose," and then starts gathering all the things that she thinks might be valuable.
I don't guess I can actually read any of those scrolls.
So if they're, I think these are all arcane in nature.
Yeah, none of them seem to be on the spell list for the cleric, so I would just see garble, I suppose.
Oh, that's such a pretty rope you got there.
It is. We'll have to figure out how to get the bloodstains out of it.
Oh, I've
One-
got a good recipe. I'll share with you later.
Okay.
Anyone read these scrolls?
A little bit. Yeah.
No, I don't recognize any of that script.
I can read them.
Do you want them, Steen? Just looks like gibberish to me.
Sure.
Well, let's take a look here.
Yeah, and just as clarification, uh, if it's on your class's spell list, you can use the scroll with. You can use the scroll if it is something that you're not currently high enough level to cast. You can do so. You can make the attempt still, but the higher level it is above what you can cast already, the less likely it will succeed. Use of a scroll does cause it to does expend its power. So once it's used, it's a one and done. So if it is something higher, I don't think any of these are, but if there is anything on your spell list that's higher than you can cast, if you fail, you still lose the scroll as well. Just so we know how that works.
Lodrin, be careful. We may not be able to use these, but somebody could.
All right.
There's a lot of things here.
Yeah. All the shiny stuff is gone.
Anything you plan to leave behind, just let me know and I'll dump it.
I think that's all the things I'm gonna take,
Mhm.
unless somebody doesn't want that scroll of grease. I'm just expecting somebody else to pick that up. I don't know how to use it, but I'm sure I can find somebody to sell it to.
I got it. I've got the scrolls.
Alright, it is kind of all on you guys at this point. Having just rescued the two people that were bound, as to how you proceed.
Should we go back to our camp? I still don't like this rain.
Yeah, what time is it?
It was already just past dark when, I mean, you had started to stop. It was kind of dusk, and then when the clouds rolled in, it just became dark, even though it wasn't, naturally, probably would have had a little more post sunset light still over the horizons. But now, after all of this, I mean, it is full settled dark, even with the rain still going. The thunder has subsided. The thunder and lightning, for the most part, has subsided. But the rain still continues.
Do you have a camp close by?
Well, we found a kind of divot in the land over there that would be safe from the lightning. Car can keep it away for a while, but it won't last forever.
I sure would love a fire. I'm a little chilled.
All right. I guess we were over this way. I start walking back to our little bowl.
Yeah, it was the cone, so to speak, on the west side of the map is where y'all were originally.
Mm-hmm.
Can we divvy out the gold, I guess? Unless anybody doesn't want some. I mean, I'm happy to take anybody else's share.
Oh, I don't need any gold. You guys rescued me.
How did that happen anyway?
Like in character or like literally?
In character, I'm asking how they came to be assaulted by these guys.
It's quite a story. We've had quite some trouble.
So what happened? Were you just traveling along the road, or?
We were just trying to go, one place to the other, looking for my father, and we just ran into the wrong kind of crowd. I'm afraid.
Is your father missing?
Yeah, he's been gone for a couple of years, so we thought we'd go look for him.
I see. Do you know where he was headed?
This continent?
Oh, okay. Kind of a big place to search.
He's an adventurer. He's usually gone for 6 to 12 months at a time, so 2.5 years it's been, I think. So a little long for him to be gone.
I suppose. So were you checking different places? You mentioned you had a few locations that you were headed to.
Actually, we're just getting started on our journey, so we've not actually had a chance to stop anywhere and ask after him.
Well, getting captured is not the best start.
No, I suppose it's not. Still learning about these things.
Did you
Here-
just encounter these guys on the road? And
They were willing to share a fire with us, and then they discovered, that we're not just, I don't know, but they decided they could use us. I'm afraid for what means they meant.
Well, we're going as far as Rhoedrin City anyway, if you're headed that direction.
Fabulous. We would love to join you if that's all right. Oh, and here's my my gold. I don't need it. Here's for you guys. The 4 of you. You can each have 25 gold. I'll take it out of my inventory.
Okay.
Oh,
You guys rescued us.
thank you.
Absolutely. I really appreciate it. Like I said, I was very fearful what they meant by use us.
Well, we should probably set up watches for tonight anyway.
Watches?
Yeah, well, in case any more of those undesirables come along while we're trying to sleep.
Aren't watches clocks?
I mean, one of us should keep watch for a while
Oh,
and then wake
I
up somebody
see.
else. Yeah. That kind of watch.
I'm good at watching.
Well, we can take turns so that everybody gets a good chance to sleep.
Okay. That's a pretty flute you have there, Luma.
Lumo's kind of focused on his own little thing. He's not going to really hear you, or at least acknowledge that he heard you.
So watches, how do these work?
Well, one of us stays awake while the others sleep and make sure that nothing troublesome comes along. And if it does, then we wake up the others. And if not, then we let everybody else sleep.
I see.
Until it's the next person's turn, and then we wake them up.
Uh-huh.
Have you? You haven't been out by yourself very long, have you?
No, usually I travel with a group, and they usually take really good care of me.
I see.
But Lodrin decided to come with me, and I'm so excited about that. He's really wonderful. I know he's not the best conversationalist, but he's really nice.
How did you two meet?
He was my teacher.
Oh. Teaching you...
All kinds of things.
Ah, okay.
Mostly about how to care for the earth. Lodrin's very serious about taking care of the trees and the plants and things.
I see.
Oh, silly Bijou. You know, mostly they take care of themselves.
Oh, you're right. You're so right. As long as we don't interfere, they should be all right.
Well, I'm happy to take first watch if you guys are tired and want to sleep. I know
I'll
at least
take
some of
second.
us should get some rest. And I look over at Carr.
I'm happy to help wherever.
I can't change my watch order though. In the party sheet.
Oh, you cannot. Oh, interesting.
Your companion seems damaged.
Do I need to help in some way?
My first reply is completely out of character, but I feel happy.
He needs some rest at least. Oh!
I'm halfway in a nap by now. I think I'm just dreaming.
Okay, so I know 1 and 2's watch order, but did anybody else say? Did I miss anybody else say how they were doing it?
Just happy to go whenever.
I would let the little one sleep.
Aw. I could definitely use for a nap.
But my motives may not be one that make you go, oh.
She's not very good at
I
reading
know.
people. It's okay.
They seem like cuddly motives.
Dean, will you take third watch?
Yeah. I was trying to move it myself. I was having problems there.
Yeah, I think only I can do that. So if you just tell me, I'll put the number in. So we got 1,
Okay.
2, 3.
I will take the last watch. I will use that time to meditate.
All right, very well. Okay, to take a little bit of time to hastily, um, make some kind of sheltering preparations against the rain. Some of the fallen brush and things like that to kind of help. It is like a little bit of a bowl, and so the water does not fill up here. It does kind of run by, and so up against the sides on either side, you can get a little bit of relief from the rain, especially with some boughs hanging over the top. Just providing nice little bit of shelter. Not great, but it'll do.
Mm-hmm.
Late in the night, an hour or two before dawn, the rain stops, and the remainder of the uh, rest continues. You manage to make it to the next day without any other incident.
When Lumo sees the first sliver of the sun come up, he's going to play a little ditty on his pan flute.
As soon as I wake up and hear that, I want to play with him on my pan flute.
Oh boy.
A little ditty about Bau and Lodrin.
I just, it's one thing for one pan flute, but for two pan flutes side by side, that's just, for some reason, just overwhelming for me right now.
Trust me, it's better than two gnomes, one pan flute.
Well, that lovely alarm clock, I suppose, be time to get up and have some rations for breakfast and stuff.
Yeah, Lumo would quickly gobble some things down, then jump on his horse, and looking at everyone, kind of going, nudging his horse forward a little bit, going, like, could we?
A little eager to get going. Yeah, it's no reason to dawdle really.
Now that we're all awake.
I'm awake.
Stupid awake.
I play a very cheery song on my pan flute.
I grunt. Give a little feed to my horse.
Mm-hmm. Off to Rhoedrin City.
All right. Yeah. So you were. It took you 4 days to get to Reagan, and then you're a day's travel out from there. So you're looking at about 2 days travel to the outskirts of Rhoedrin City.
I guess I'd just be kind of making small talk along the way, mostly because I've never seen a furbolg before, and I'm really curious.
He doesn't have a horse either. Not that poor horse if he did.
Yeah, I guess we'd be going a little slower, would we?
No, he runs on all fours. He's really fast.
I mean, you're joking, but he's a druid.
Was I joking?
I don't know.
He has quite a bit of a stride. Not particularly much difference in the long distance travel speed.
He's as fast as his talking voice.
That'd be a significant notice. All right, very well.
Just going to paraphrase here. Anything worth saying is worth taking a long time to say.
I don't know if everyone got the retcon as well from his original introduction. He is actually a tiny bit taller than, tiny bit, just a smidge.
Smidge taller.
He's over 3 Lumos.
Are we
How
going to do that as
tall?
a form of measurement now?
Yeah, I had to keep it canon.
Like Smoots.
Yeah, like the smoots. No, he right
It's
at
like
10.
two.
I'm pretty sure I could ride in his beard.
Just hold on tight like a
Can
rope.
live there.
No, I can't
Put a
live there.
recliner.
Oh,
I don't
this
think
is
I need to
special.
hold on. I'm pretty sure it looks full enough and stiff
Treehouse.
enough that I could just support my weight.
Oh no, where'd Numo go? I'm stuck in a beard.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
right at
shit,
10 feet. pretty much on the dot. So it's a bit hefty as far as that goes.
Well, yeah, so they don't have horses. I'd offer mine to whoever whenever they need it, and because I can jog for a while, get in some cardio.
Numo can get in the saddlebag, hang out in there if he wants to. I'll share my horse.
I'm not that small.
I'm pretty close. I'm only 2'2¼ tall.
Yeah, you'd fit in the saddlebag pretty easy.
Tiny.
All right, I'll ride with you, Stein.
All right.
If you don't mind me playing.
I'll give you a blanket to use as padding. Hang
Aw.
out.
It's be like the longest road trip with listening to the best of Yanni.
See, my horse comes with sidecar.
A what? A me?
Now, I do
No,
have a
I
lyre
don't.
and I have a horn if
Sorry.
you prefer. But I'm best on the pan flute.
Well, go ahead and play it.
The harmonica is in the background.
Ride.
Yeah, I know. I got that.
Oh, come on! Why do you have a harmonica? That'd be great. Try to play some crazy music for that.
Hey, okay, this is probably a weird question to ask in the second session, but what does Steen look like? He's an Earth Genasi, right?
Yeah.
Genocide? I don't know how to say that.
He's kind of slate colored with copper veins running through his skin.
Cool.
But it's hard to see that because he keeps covered up pretty well.
Okay.
Your picture, sir, looks like a Pink Panther detective.
Right? I couldn't do the
It's
color.
like
I
you're
don't have
hiding
the-
in shrubbery or something.
I don't have the artistic skills to alter the photo. All right.
No, I'm not making fun. Not, I mean,
Mhm.
totally.
Just
Not in a
because you
mean
weren't
way.
making fun still doesn't mean it doesn't hurt.
I'm in
You're
character. Well.
passively hurt by feelings. Passive aggressive.
So, Steen, where are you from? What do you do? Do you have any family?
No.
I've
I'm
never
not
heard of a
beat-
place called No.
Don't you know? No.
Oh, I've heard of No No, but not No.
I'm from the wall.
Oh.
It's a big wall.
I've heard stories about that.
Yeah. I live in the desert though.
Do you like it?
Less people.
I suppose that's true. I sure do like people, though.
Sometimes I miss water.
Water is very important, especially for the trees and the grasses and things.
Oh, I don't have that problem too much though. I take a swig out of my bottomless decanter. Oh yeah.
Yeah, those are
Right.
pretty neat things your people gave us.
Humble brag.
By the way, that thing works like a fire hydrant too. Just let you know.
What
Read
is
it.
that?
A bottle that doesn't run out of water. I don't know much more than that.
That's quite unique.
I don't know how unique it could be because I think we all have one.
I don't have one.
The group that saved your group. Maybe
Numa's
we
going to
could-
hold up his decanter of unending water, much like Link would when he finds a new treasure.
Da,
I mean,
da, da,
for his people, that is amazing. Unlimited water in the Badlands? What?
And then he's gonna turn it upside down and just pour water all over himself.
Like how? Like with full
Flash
power?
dancing.
I am so confused, Luma. You wanted out of the rain, but now you're putting water on yourself.
I was just gonna say that.
I'm terribly confused.
I wasn't getting out of the water. I was getting out of the lightning.
Ah, that makes sense.
This horse protects me.
We don't have to worry about lightning too much with Car here.
You know, you should give the horse some sugar there, Luma. You are getting him soaking wet.
Sugar cures wetness.
No, it just makes horse happy.
Happy horse, happy life.
I'm going to focus on my horse. He looks happy.
2 days of very uplifting small talk later.
Uplifting, I mean, maybe, but probably more like circles. 2 days later, we'd still be talking about the water.
Well, you and Bio are going to get your own sitcom out of this, so.
I use my fancy tablet there to inform Master Man of things. I forgot his name already. See? It's been so long.
Was that going directly to Brayden?
I don't remember his name. But yeah.
Do you remember if it was the wizard it was going to or the keep commander?
The wizard.
That was Archwizard Braden.
Yep.
I try to peek at what he's writing.
I'm writing an arcane.
Damn it.
Well, in what language? In a different language or
I'm writing in the arcane language.
Draconic?
Primordial.
Well, that's not arcane.
Oh. Wait, then how can I read the scrolls?
You're a magic user.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought
There.
arcane was a language.
No,
Whoops.
no.
Nope, I'm just writing.
Okay, well then
Just
I try to
writing.
see what he's writing. I try to peek.
I'll let you peep. Killed bandits, saved people. End message.
He may regret having you as the one who officially makes reports.
What?
He seems efficient.
I know. As his commander,
Yeah.
I'd be pretty ticked off about it. That's pretty vague.
I'm not.
All the
Like,
people? Rescued all the people?
Did they get you from a temp agency? Like,
The mission accomplished banner.
There's no limit on bandwidth with this thing, man. You can type pretty much whatever you want.
That's just
No
a
extra
message.
charge.
I'm picturing he got 2 stick figures too of the people he saved. One really tall one.
One really tiny one.
shoot, when you have stick figures, you just draw a beard and a pan flute.
That might get misconstrued. I mean, come on.
Alright, so at the end of towards the end of the second day, it's still probably 2 hours from sunset. You kind of make it to the large bridge that goes over one of the main rivers that feeds the lake that you've been traveling beside for the last day and a half or so. And you just over that big bridge, you can see on the other side this huge walled city.
Wow.
Just this side of the bridge, there are a series of guards on either side in little guardhouses at the end of each side of the bridge that tend to be eyeing traffic as it passes by. As you approach, let's get some perception checks across the board.
Do 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 do.
Baha!
Aha.
Okay, so yeah, you're getting a pretty decent outlook of the majority of the traffic. You see that it is mostly mercantile in nature. There is a handful of people that are with the guards. Unlike the robed figure, so to speak, that you'd met in the garrison, that had the full robes with hood, they are several figures that have robes that don't have hoods, that are just very simple gray robes, that are also with those guards that are all have emblazoned with the actual Rhoedrin Province seal. Those that are checking with them do not. At initial glance, it looks like they're trying to keep, a very watchful eye out, but at the same time, trying to be inconspicuous.
Like they're part of the guards?
They're not exactly with them directly, but like as far as like walking in pairs or in groups with the guards that are checking people as they kind of walk by. But they are in the overall area that is just this side of the bridge, also trying to keep an eye out as people walk by, but not like being conspicuous as far as going out to actually physically check anything or stop anyone like the guards are.
I watch some of these guys and try to see if I can figure out who they are and what they're doing.
Alright, go ahead and roll an investigation.
Ah,
I mean, you get the sense that they are there checking for people, but to what purpose? You couldn't surmise that.
We're kind of a ragtag kind of group of people of all sorts of types. Is anyone paying attention to us? And by us, I mean more like Rhoedrin.
Even the merchants and peasants and those that are seem to be working in traffic definitely give Rhoedrin a second, third, and sometimes even a fourth eye as to what the hell is that kind of purpose. But the fact that he's walking with other people and seem to be, calm. There's no, alarm from it. As far as the road figures that you caught an eye looking at some people, as you get start to approach within 100 feet or so, it becomes imminently obvious that they are looking at and trying to keep eyes on you, a lot of you. Not Rhoedrin specifically, not any one specific person, but they're trying to hide it, but they can't.
I'm going to reach for my apple. And are we still on horseback then?
Yeah, I believe it. I don't think there's been any indication of anyone getting off horseback at this point.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of directly go for those robed dudes, and possibly dudettes. And as soon as I get to within smelling range, I'm going to take a big bite of my apple and say, "Can I help you?"
Out loud or?
Yes.
Are you like way ahead of everybody?
I don't know.
Because I was kind of thinking doing the same thing, but without the apple part.
I mean, the road's pretty wide here. This is a major city. There's definitely cart width for probably 2 carts going each direction side by side. There's a 4-lane highway, so to speak. Mostly cobblestone by this point. So it is entirely possible for you to both do so independently, but on opposite sides of the road.
If we get close, do they have any kind of like symbol on their robe, or is it just a gray?
Just solid gray, simple.
You haven't taken your eyes off us since we came here. I ask again. Can I help you?
Let's see. One of the robe figures kind of turn and look back towards the guardhouse. He doesn't say anything, but just a moment later, another robe figure that comes out that has a less simple looking. It's not gray. It's actually more like a royal blue colored robe. Actually looks pretty fine. Comes out of the guardhouse, kind of looks either direction across the road, and just makes a motion with his hand to bring in for everybody to kind of go ahead and come over to him as he starts walking up to you guys.
I totally just pictured his intro with some Right Said Fred going on in the background.
I'm gonna try in my halfling mind thing going, are you guys able to vocalize what you're trying to say? Or are you being purposely silent?
The guy with the fine robes just puts his finger over his lips, almost like the shushing sound, kind of waves you off over to the side of the road. About this time you see another robe figure come out of the opposite station, the one on the other side of the road, and he has emblazoned on him, on his robes, that of the symbol of the phalanx. He comes jogging over as well. Do you make your way off the road, kind of off behind the station where they're going?
I go up behind Lumo and just kind of keep an eye on what's going on.
I'm gonna go towards the phalanx dude, because he has the same sort of markings as Steen, so.
Yes.
He's going to give you a little bit of a double take as he kind of, at first, as he kind of looks at you intently, and then he just dismisses you as he walks over towards the guy with the fancy robes. And as he kind of walks over, says, "This can't be them. There are 6. There should be 4." And then you see the guy with the fancy robes just kind of hold up his hand and shake his head. "Yes, Braden said 4, but he said there would be 6. These are them."
Steen, where are you?
Right here.
No, I mean, because I know one went one. Isla went one way, and Luma went the other way, and I'm with you, so I don't know where we're at.
No, I followed Lumo.
Okay.
Yeah, they wound.
Mhm.
Everybody wound up crossing over the same side of the street, kind of off to the
Okay.
side. Let's say the left-hand side of the street over there, behind the guardhouse.
I'm going to again get Clip Clop and me close to smelling range of the robe figure and take another big bite of my apple. There's 7 if you include Clip Clop.
The guy in the royal blue robes and say, "Forgive my strange way of greeting. We know the importance that you may yet hold. We know what you're here for, and it's best. It's just best if the regular folk weren't also aware of it."
I do apologize. I'm not sure who you guys are talking about. Who said there would be 6? And who said there would be 4?
Don't worry about it.
It's
You'll
the
find out.
phalanx.
Well, after you.
Don't
Are
worry
they-
about it.
I turn to Steen. I say, "Are they supposed to be with us for this?"
If he said 6, we're 6.
They're with us now. They're free to join us if they want.
Agreed.
We were free to come here.
By the way, my name is Nalar.
Nalar.
I am a mage of the 7th Stratum of the Royal Council of Wizards. I am to be the one to find you and the one to escort you. The Magister awaits, but he has deemed you must go through the trials.
They keep mentioning this trial, this test.
I've been through many trials already.
I'm sure through your days you have been through a great deal of trials, but not like this. You're allowed the freedom of the city for a short time, but haste is most necessity.
I couldn't agree more. What if we wanted to start now? Or could I just take my trial ahead of these people? I'm in kind of a get in, get out kind of mood.
I'm afraid that the trials are done as the group. It is an important aspect to it itself. Without it, you would not survive.
Oh, that's very reassuring.
The These trials are designed to test you. They're designed
I'm
to
good at
test
taking
everyone.
tests. Just ask Rhoedrin.
Testing us and killing us, I feel, are two very different things.
It is a test. It is structured, but it is dangerous. The threats are real, although they are not what they seem. In fact, nothing is as it should seem. Remember that. Normally, wizards prepare for these trials for sometimes decades. You have moments.
I'm just gaping at him right now.
Well, I'm ready to go. I flex my rock muscles.
I'm ready to help my new friends.
Bijou, I promised to go with you and take care of you. But
Then you're
be
ready to go
careful.
too.
Be careful who you are aligning us with. These finger-wiggling, meddlesome mages are great and powerful and do terrible things.
Oh.
You can see that Nalar kind of ruffles a little at that. And kind of cock his head sideways. Granted, there is truth to what you say. But individuals should not judge all. There have been many in the past that would not only do things that would be unsavory, but would be for the purpose of harm to many. I can assure you, although it means probably pretty little, that that is no longer the case. At least not for what the council represents. There's the reason he has returned. His return is a reassurance unto itself.
He who?
At the mention of he, I want to look around and see if I notice anybody that looks like my father.
I roll perception. As you kind of glance around, you don't see any notice of any gnomes actually within your visual range at all. Even along most of the traffic, it's mostly humans and half-elves. But there's the occasional dwarf and even several other races intermingled in, but no gnomes.
Noticing that there's no gnomes, I kind of hunker down in the little side saddle.
Mr. Nalar, do you think you would be able to fill in our friends here somewhere out of the prying ears of the common folk? If they're to accompany us, they should know what they're getting into. I wish I knew more about what we're getting into, to be honest.
Perhaps the other side of the city, near the tower. There's a little less traffic that side.
Is he expecting to see us today?
Oh, I doubt you'll make it through by the end of today.
Through the city?
Well, we may make it to the tower by the end of the day, but you will not complete the trials this day.
Is that a challenge?
Not a challenge, simply a statement of fact.
So a
Is
night of
there-
rest.
Yeah, is there a place we can stay, rest our horses? Maybe restock some things? Will,
There's
will we be allowed things in this trial? Like, should we bother with equipment?
You'll be allowed whatever you deem that you may take with you. It's entirely upon yourself. Do note, again, that nothing is as it seems. And the trial caters to you. And that in itself can be its horror. Come, let's go to the other side of the city. There'll be at least an inn on the edge where you can stay if you choose. We'll make sure that you arrive safely.
Alright.
If you wish to go throughout the city to purchase anything, you may do so, but not alone.
Are we to have a babysitter everywhere we go?
That would be the polite way of putting it, yes.
We were freely allowed to come here. Has that freedom ended?
He kind of cross his arm and then rub his chin a little. I suspect not, but you know what's at stake. It's not a matter of
Well-
freedom so much as it's a matter of protection. If everyone is necessary, no one is expendable. Not to any risk.
Very well. Let's go to this inn then.
He's gonna kind of think for a moment and then go, I realize you're nervous. I'll try to give you a little information, at least what I can. Know that I can't tell you anything specific because it's very well to be wrong to begin with, at least about your trials. If you choose to go, we're not going to stop you. You've not lost your freedoms of choice. But if you choose to go, that means you're not the ones. And if the ones can't be found, it doesn't matter what any choice we make.
Lumo's gonna sit there trying to absorb that bit of line of thinking. And he's gonna be sitting there frowning. Alright, so for me, time is of the essence. Let's get this over with. To the inn? Okay, great. And he's gonna finish biting his apple and
Okay.
he's gonna store the core into his bag.
I will say that as you come to your choices, you make your choices freely, but those choices, well, once they are made, they are binding. I don't know much about any of you, to be honest. I don't know, and to be honest, quite skeptical through my own perceptions that you are what is sought. But I've been reassured. And I have a great faith in that reassurance. And that is all that it means for me. It's all that it takes for me to be committed to your cause.
I have a question, actually, and I don't know if you know the answer, but I thought I would ask it anyway. Will we get to speak with him before or only after this trial?
I'm afraid after. Laws only permit such.
All right.
It is important, you see, that he is not exposed to corruption. It's one very important purpose of the trials.
The same type of corruption that would keep someone from crossing the barrier?
Kind of thinks for a moment. That is one form of corruption, yes.
All right, well, I suppose I'm ready to go if everybody else is.
Yes.
Always ready.
Alright, step this way. I was going to lead you around even further behind the guardhouse. Stand and look around. And then he's going to start waving his arm in a big circle as he starts a small incantation. And as he does, a small silvery light cuts straight through the air, forming a vertical slit that then opens and expands sideways into a doorway. Follow me as he steps through.
I take clip clop through.
Does it fit the horses? It must fit the horses.
If it fits Rhoedrin,
It's
fits
True.
anything.
He must have took the meddlesome comment personal. Couldn't make the door a little bigger.
it's only about 8 feet tall through the doorway.
Yeah, but how wide is it?
It's a good 5 feet wide.
I stick a hand in it just to see.
I go through.
I follow Car, I guess.
It kind of gives it's like a kind of a shimmery mirror surface. I mean, it's not like a mirror, so you can't see your reflection, but it's definitely refracting light in that kind of way. And as he walked through it, you can kind of see ripples like a stone being thrown into a pond. As he just kind of walks through it, as you stick your hand in, the ripples kind of go around your hand, and then everybody just kind of, and then as you just kind of go through.
This is the scene from Stargate when they first opened the Stargate, which is cool.
As you step out of the gate on the other side, it's like a little farmhouse, kind of in the stables area of a farmhouse. It kind of looks like the countryside. As you kind of turn your head quickly, kind of look around, try to gain some bearing, you can see the large tower looming, and then off to the west you can see the large city. Looks like a small farmhouse just near the road between the city and the tower.
Well, that's handy.
At this point, it's about an hour until dusk. everybody finally makes their way through the gateway itself. Nalar is standing there. The rest of the robed figures kind of file in after you guys, and then the light comes together, and then blinks out.
In my time spent in the Badlands, but I've seen other creatures do that sort of thing. The whole teleportation through doorway type of stuff.
Go ahead and throw me a straight wisdom here. Let's see. Oh, I'm pretty sure the answer isn't. No, it's something reserved for much higher magic than the standard things that you encounter in the Badlands. At least in the areas where y'all occupy. There are other areas that you avoid, specifically due to the dangers that are there.
Due to the non-standard things in the Badlands. Gotcha.
Yes.
I think with some of my history, I would have seen this, at least a limited use of this, which is sort of why I went through when Izzy was kind of testing it.
Yeah, I believe that you might have seen something of this nature.
Spoiler! And I gotta, I'm gonna find the outhouse there and gonna have life imitate art, imitate life, and I will be right back.
We should find the stables anyway and get a good spot to leave our horses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you come in right next to the stables, right on the farmhouse, and there are several servants that are there waiting in anticipation. And at your arrival, they come out and they start gathering the horses and say, you know, if you'll take your if you want us to take your belongings upstairs, or if you want to take them,
I'll hang on to mine, thank you.
we'll care for the horses.
Can my horse come with me?
And back.
You won't need it indoors, Limo.
I dismount.
Yeah, but he needs training.
Does Bijou need help down?
Please.
Okay.
I don't want to be with the belongings.
Oh, your horse needs training?
Yes.
I think Lumo's trying to make a show horse, everybody. He's already got it trained.
No, it's not trained at all. That's the problem.
At first he couldn't ride it right, and now he's got it going sideways.
What are you trying to train it to do?
To listen to my commands. It won't listen to me at all.
Like your commands here, and I kind of tap my head.
Yes. So, I've decided to give it commands with my flute. And every now and then it seems to work, so I'm going to go with it for now. So, anyways, can I bring my horse with me?
They won't fit inside.
I don't think that's gonna fly, Lumo. I roll a cannon to try to know if telepathy works on horses.
There's a the look that Nalar is giving you is just flabbergasted puzzlement, just unknown. As far as I'm concerned, the horse is your belonging, but it's yours to risk in whatever way you choose. I would not normally advise it, but I can't tell you no.
Well, I don't imagine the innkeep would want to risk his building to a horse.
The horse thinks he's people.
I mean, they might let you stay in the stables, Lumo, if you don't want to leave your horse, but I don't think they'll let you take him inside.
All right. I will go to the stables. And also, I don't think this horse can fly.
No, I think you're right.
He's going to give a very big nod, confirming his suspicion that this horse cannot fly.
Do you have you seen flying horses before?
I made a flying comment about the horse.
I've never seen a flying horse.
Neither have I.
It is also very likely you have never seen a horse.
Unless it was
Well,
in
actually,
school.
for me, I would have seen them in that whole battle way back in the day.
Oh yeah. Yeah, slightly different. That's correct.
Yeah.
When there
Pegasus.
wasn't just wasteland.
Yeah.
Pegasus. I read a story of a Pegasus. A horse that can fly.
Horse
I'll go to the stables. You go do what you do.
So I'm afraid that you may have questions. Now that we are in the company of at least safe ears.
These two, and I point to Rhoedrin and Bijou, were on the same path as us, which led them here.
Mm-hmm.
But they did not start the same path with us.
Yes, they were not through the barrier. And so we have not the same reactions to go off of.
Well, I guess we'll have to learn over time, now won't we?
I can't honestly say why they're here. No more so than I can say exactly why you're here. All I know is that for some reason you are linked in some kind of intertwining path. I hope my faith lies on that path, at least bringing some sort of balance back to not just the Badlands. I'd say that place can burn, but it's already done that. I mean, to everything in its entirety.
Why would you want your fate to lie to you?
Well,
Wow, there's two of us.
Yeah, this is gonna be great. God's gonna kill your characters so fast.
mostly
I would want my
because
fate to
I'm
be truthful to me.
This
I mean,
is revenge, so he can suck it.
sometimes we would not prefer to know the truth because the truth can be painful. Sometimes we prefer to have something pleasant in the place of truth.
whatever you want, I suppose.
Well, if we're in safe company, you should at least tell them what we've been told, what's at stake, and
Steak is so good.
yeah.
To the Phalanx, it is no surprise that the bearer is falling. The magic is weakening that holds the evil that is contained within. Not only is its magic weakening, the powers that lie within are growing stronger, more resilient. It isn't even the natural order of things. It is influenced from the divine nature. A war with the gods comes again. That war would be the end of this world. Much as the wasteland is nothing but barren and mostly lifeless, so too would be the rest of the world. That would be the balance that they seek. It
I
is
don't
up.
really want to be part of a war. It's just looking for my dad.
I mean, they were making it sound like if we don't help them out, then all of us will be dead and you'll never find your dad, sort of thing. So,
Oh,
Kind of gives a
that
long
sounds
sigh
terrible.
and a bit of a nod.
Well, I
that's
guess
kind
if
of
we're
why
on
we're
this
here.
path of some divine path, then maybe your father's on the path.
So maybe Tatiana sent me here to be with you guys to help save the world?
Who?
My god,
Maybe?
goddess.
Yeah. Possibly.
I don't know how these things work, but
Me neither.
I'm here to find out. So,
There is a bit of prophecy as to this. That prophecy has mentioned certain characteristics of those that would bring the balance back. The Magister knows the path to that balance, but he cannot walk it, nor can I. Only those that are prophesized have the means in which to walk that path. And through that path will bring the world salvation.
Alright, I wasn't on board before, but you mentioned War of the Gods. I'm on board now. Let's kick some god ass. And Lumo's gonna, already on top of Rhoedrin's shoulder, he's gonna start punching some air.
Just scurries up his back.
Is going to chuckle and grin a little at this side of it. You'll need that energy, for I'm afraid that's where the path may lead. Not even really may, it's just a matter of when. If we make it that far down the path.
And Lumo's going to just immediately correct himself and say nothing.
Bijou, I know you're looking for your father, but if we can help in aiding to prevent the spread of the blighted lands, we should.
I would have loved to hear forest fires. That would have been great.
Okay. Well, he'll still be around, I guess, somewhere else, maybe. Or maybe we'll come across him, maybe. Okay. If this is what my friends need, this is what I will do.
He's going to
I
kind of
mean,
nod
if
and kind of look at. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, if you don't know where your father is, I suppose here's as good a place to start as any.
Sounds great to me.
Perhaps when you reach the end of your trials, you could inquire as to that.
Yeah, you what did you say the Magister we're going to see? I think I've read about him. he doesn't normally talk to just people. I've never heard of him meeting with a gnome.
That's probably very true. As for gnomes, that part I cannot say. Magisters have come and gone, and they've all been linked. Now for eons, they come when they are needed. Many people never get the chance to actually meet them, usually just the Wizards Council, but rarely. And it's been some time since. There have been others. He is gifted. He's granted a great power. That power seeks balance. But with it comes great wisdom, plus abilities far beyond that of normal wizards.
Then what are we waiting for? I'm with Lumo. Let's get started.
All right. Oh yeah.
Well,
You're not doing the Hogan thing, are you?
No.
let me at least give you some guidance. As I said, the trials were meant to test you. All meanings of you as a person. Sure, there are trials of strength and wit. There are also trials of perception, cunning. There's trials of virtue and conviction. All of them tend to present themselves differently. Typically, the trial of strength is that of either performing a feat of strength specifically, or some role in combat. Perception's usually meant to twist our view of thinking, our view of perceiving. We get a little too caught up in the natural laws that govern us. We tend to take them for granted. But not all places follow the same rules. It's good to remember that. Conviction, at least for me, was the one that cut the deepest. Conviction is about, kind of shaking his head a little as he has his eyes closed. He kind of has a little staggeredness to his breath. It tests your ability to stay to the cause, regardless of what you want. Sometimes what's best for you is not what's best for all. It's never an easy choice. Kind of shakes himself out of it a little. Well, with that, do you have any questions?
many people die taking these trials?
I kind of swallow. Usually, most are deemed worthy through many years before they're allowed to take the trials. So the odds are skewed. Of those that try, still yet, enough. I'll say that. Definitely isn't without the possibility.
All right. Is there a place that we can get supplies nearby?
If there's supplies you need, just make note of it. It'll be here in the morning. Unless, of course, you mean to push on tonight.
Well, I
No.
mean, we found some things along the way I was hoping to find a buyer for.
What
Oh,
did you find?
he said we could push on tonight. That sounds like a great idea.
I don't know. If you have a nice bed, I could really go for some good sleep. It's been a rough week or so.
I feel we should be well rested before we take this trial that could possibly kill us.
One night's sleep, Lumo, and a good meal. You'll feel better, and then we can tackle this in the morning with a fresh mind.
My mind is always fresh. It has not rotten.
With greater energy? Greater strength.
My muscles are strong. My energy great. But our newest guests are complaining about their hardships, and I can sympathize. All right, we will rest one night.
We appreciate your concern. Rhoedrin's going to pick him up with one hand and just set him on the ground.
Right. Oh, I'm going to go to the stable. Wait, one more thing. If once we get through this trial, this Magister, he's going to be there just, waiting for us at the end. How quickly will we be able to talk to him after we're done?
Should be pretty immediate once the trials have been cleared.
All right, good enough for me. I'm off to the stable.
He is going to offer that if there's any regular supplies that you need, if it's less than 50 gold, you can find it unlimited and without cost.
Feed for my horse.
Strictly less than 50.
I was hoping to get some healing potions specifically for these trials coming up.
They can acquire some, but those would be with cost.
That's fine.
I'd be happy to buy some of those as well. That sounds like a good idea. I think I have a little room left. How many do we need? How many do they cost?
Well,
Exactly
kinda-
50 gold pieces apiece.
I kind of mutter under my breath it would be significantly cheaper if you'd let me go buy my own. I would like 3.
So everyone needs 3.
You can buy as many as you like. I personally would like to have 3.
I would buy a greater if that was an option.
So would he want 100 gold if I asked for 3, or would he want the full 150?
Um, that was weird. Yeah, he would want. They would want. They would actually want the 50 each.
Okay, I give that to them begrudgingly.
How much is a greater then? Because my cost says 100, which is fine, but
Yeah, yeah, it says 100 here too, but I thought they were more expensive than that. So this one says 178. Weird.
I've deducted that from my inventory.
They're exactly double the effect, so they would be more than double the cost. So let's say 150. Let's go ahead and put a price of 150 for graders.
it's fine. I'll take one of them. I'll go ahead and adjust everything.
Take one of those.
Yes, sir.
How heavy are these? Just a little girl. I don't know if I can carry much.
Half a pound each. I believe.
Rhoedrin, do you need some?
If anybody needs to copy, I put one of each in the party inventory, just not for you to steal necessarily, but for you to.
I just put the 2 on my grader. I had one on me.
If you needed, I was just say if you needed one to make a copy of, you could take one and then just change the number you have. If you don't have any in your inventory already, then deduct your cost.
No, I won't need any. But if you find yourself burdened, I will carry yours.
I think I can carry a couple.
I want. Let's see here. I'm gonna say 4 quarterstaffs of the strongest wood you can find.
How many?
4 of them.
Does anyone need anything else?
But she's trying to add in her head. She really struggles with math.
I don't know if that went in there. Don't see that in my thing.
Was it?
I just tried to drag. I thought it was shift dragging to get all of them at one go. It says Lumo 4 times, but it doesn't say the quarterstaff. So I'm confused. Oh well, I'll just type it in.
Interesting. I don't see. Oh, I see one quarterstaff.
I just dragged it in off the library.
Okay, yeah. Then I don't know what happened to it.
Lodrin,
like-
I need a favor.
I'd like
need
2 greater and 2 regular, please.
I need you to break 3 of these quarterstaffs in half.
Very well.
Okay. Don't know if there's going to be like some sort of check involved with that. I did ask for strong quarterstaffs.
Depends on the precision of which you wish to break them in half.
2 of them with pretty good precision. The other one doesn't have to be very precise.
Alright.
If you wanted 1/8 staffs, you should have asked for 1/8 staffs.
Lodrin will just roll a strength check, I guess, or athletics, whichever you choose. Yeah, you're actually proficient with athletics. So.
Sweet.
I'm gonna give you advantage on it. I was meant to say that anyway, because of just the size disparity. So go ahead and do it one more time, and we'll take the better of the two.
Focus. Cross your knees, not your forehead.
And that's plenty sufficient.
Okay.
With great precision.
Thank you. I now have a project to do for tonight. And I'm going to trot off to the stable. Someone get me when it's morning. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Did anyone else need anything requested for the morning before we?
Well, is there a place that I could write a note to my mother?
Most definitely.
All right.
Yeah, there's an office inside. They have supplies for that.
Oh, I have my own supplies. I just need somebody to send it.
Where would we be sending it to?
To Taft? Specifically Sapphire Town. If you just take it to my uncle Constant, he can get it to my mother.
Very well. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and clear out these potions then. And then we will diddly doot until morning, unless if there's some.
Sweet.
There was at least one conversation that need to take place, I think. But otherwise, that's the intention for the night to end.
Do the rooms have windows in them?
They do, yes.
Can I get an extra pillow?
What?
Does the farmhouse have a porch?
Yes.
That's where Rhoedrin's going to be.
Nice little covered porchway.
Is the porch bigger than him?
Whoa. We do call him fat?
It's
not nice.
He would have to duck underneath the of the slant of the porch coming down as he walked in, but underneath the porch, he could very well stand upright.
Rhoedrin's just big boned.
When we get up to our rooms, I'm gonna check the window to see if it's locked and if there's anything outside of it that I could climb down.
There are no locks on the window.
Does it open?
It does.
Big enough for a person?
Yes.
Is there anything nearby or like any features on the building itself that I could climb down?
There's a definitely window seal onto a. There's a bracing board that runs parallel to the top of the first floor that you could kind of come off the seal, and then since that board looks like a giant, basically a 4x4 sticking out of the side of the top floor of the building, kind of a rafter brace, and you could definitely grab the window seal, move on to it, and then from it scramble onto the top of a window, and then kind of down onto a rain barrel, and then down.
I try that.
Okay, hit me some acrobatic. Yeah, you do it pretty easily.
I try to stay out of sight of our babysitters and head back towards the town.
Okay, go ahead and get some stealth.
Oh, these threes are killing me.
So you kind of stick along the edge of the building, just kind of round the back side of the porch, or the back side of the building, not where the porch is at, that kind of that has the little gap between the building and the stables. You're in the shadows, trying to slip by, out, past and around the fence, where you could get actually away. On the other side, it's all kind of open territory, so at least on the other side of the fence, you can sneak away. As soon as you round the corner, in between the house and the stables, there's one of the robed figures sitting there, just staring at you. where do you think you're off to?
Oh, just wanted to check on Lumo, make sure he was okay. He decided he was gonna stay in the stables, but he's all by himself. Except for his horse.
Around that time, you're gonna hear some "ho ha" as Lumo does some practicing.
Very well. He's just in that way.
I'm somehow picturing Lumo trying to get his horse to do some monk moves.
You can hear him now. As you kind of take a look right behind you, as you took just a couple of steps around the corner, and there's the guy standing there, just watching you. As you look around, right behind you, there's another rope figure just leaning up against the side of the building, right at the corner where you just went around. And look off to the side. There was another one just off to the back side of the stables, also kind of looking in your direction.
Thanks. I start walking over towards the stables. Hey, Lumo. How's it going?
In some cases, well, in some cases, I am constantly met with failure.
Mm-hmm.
You see that it looks like he's built a giant practice dummy out of ropes and the broken quarterstaves.
What? What is that?
That is my enemy.
Oh. I see. I'm kind of looking around while I'm talking to him, looking for any kind of opening, watching for those gray robe people to see if they're still watching me.
You seem awfully distracted.
No, it's, just coming out for some fresh air, wanted to see how you're doing.
You didn't want to come see how I was doing in the other town. This is odd. You're behaving odd.
How'd you like the apple?
It was very nice to chew in front of that guy's face.
I noticed that. Do I see any of the gray robe guys still watching me?
They haven't stopped.
Ugh.
They're very intent at this point. There's a back door around the stables, and at the back door there's one who's just leaning up against one side of the door frame, feet kind of up against the other side of the door frame, and then just kind of watching both of you. And then the one that kind of gestured you in that direction just kind of moved towards the back door, is sitting down on like a little log pile, just straight staring.
Well, looks like you're doing all right, I guess. You should come in for breakfast in the morning and we'll have some food, something good.
Yes, we already laid out those plans, but thank you for confirming them.
Right. Okay, I guess I'll go back to my room then.
I enjoy our
walk away.
talks.
I go back to the farmhouse, I guess. Go back up to my room.
By which route?
Front door.
Through the door or through the... Okay.
Front door.
So as you kind of walk out of the stables back around towards the front door, the guy that was leaning up against the corner behind you, and you can see him just kind of walking, following you around the building. Are you sure wouldn't like to go back in the way you came out?
Nah, I'm good. You guys already saw me, so this is easier.
Very well. Enjoy your sleep.
Thanks.
Unsuccessful teenager.
Yeah, I go back up to my room.
I've raised 8 daughters.
That guy's got eyes in the back of his head.
And you open the door to the top floor. You kind of go down the hallway. You kind of open the door to your room. And as soon as you do, you see Carr just sitting there in a chair.
Oh, hi.
I knew you'd be gone.
Yeah, well,
Coming back to the front door, though, that doesn't sound promising.
not so much. Can't blame a girl for trying, though. I go and sit down on the bed.
Yeah, no.
So what's up?
In a week's time, we can be back in a boat if you wanted.
Oh, that'd be nice. Get back on the water. Well, I guess that is if we survive this trial.
Yeah, I meant before the trial.
You know, these guys are really creepy. And like the way that they just kind of look at you, not saying anything all the time. I feel like it would be difficult to get away from them.
We're still free to leave. I think. It's the devout.
The
They
devout?
believe. They believe what they believe, but if we leave, then we were not the ones. They said as much.
They also said that if we don't all go, then people might die.
Can I see that ring? That magical ring? You still have it?
The one you gave me?
No. The one we found on the road.
Oh, that one. Sure. And I hold up my hand.
Oh, are you wearing it?
I'm wearing it.
Well, I was going to have a look at it and then suggest that to you.
You know, looks nice.
It'll keep them out of your mind. And as much as I don't want them in my mind, I'd rather you have it.
They still found me. I don't know how, but I think they've got the whole place staked out, basically.
Well, we could be on a boat, but I'm not sure what importance we would find going that route.
Well, I mean, we can do this trial and talk to this Magister fellow, and if he's full of bullshit, then we can still go find a boat. How's that?
Trial it is then. um, my character does not laugh. Damn it, Bob.
Definitely the Daffy Duck version of Robin Hood.
I stand up, walk to the door, and then, grabbing the doorknob. You did good out there tonight, or well, excuse me, 2 days ago. You did good out there.
Thanks. I feel like I'm always getting you into trouble, though.
Mm-hmm. Trouble is where I live.
Well,
Get some rest.
okay.
You're gonna need it.
Good night, Car.
Good night. I leave. I go back to my room.
I pull all the blankets and stuff off the bed and sleep in front of the door again.
Okay. Anything else from anyone? All right, very well. The night passes without any incident. We
And just an out of character comment. If the DM ever asks you to fill out a questionnaire and your greatest fears, you always say fluffy pillows.
someone asks if you're a god, you say yes.
It's 10 o'clock here, so do we want to pick it up in the morning or like
Yeah,
have
take
a
a break
break
now and then
yeah.
Yeah,
I think
I'm like a little early to pick.
Yeah.
When do we D&D breakfast? A little D&D and breakfast session.
all right. I expect
everybody?
everyone to be here at 6 a.m. We're gonna.
Yeah.
Make sure you have your eggs and waffles or pancakes, whichever you prefer.
Sausage.
Yeah, we'll Skype call our breakfast together and we'll all eat together.
Fuck yeah.
I'm making
Love it.
waffles.
But doesn't Discord have video now? No?
Surprise guest,
I have
Dakar
fun.
the cook.
I think I could pull off a Rhoedrin Skype.
Do you still have your beard?
Tell me when it's back, Dredd.
What's that?
What time do you want us back? If we're taking a break.
Let's go and make it 15. 20 after then.
Okie dokie.
We'll go ahead and pause the stream and then we'll crack everything back up. when
Okay,
we get
sounds
back.
good.
Already ran that ring. I had like at least 3 lines of dialogue with that ring.
Oh, really?